What is good, Moody? No doubt, no doubt. Uh, nice day out. Like getting the last bits of summer. I got this hoodie on, but it's like that morning kind of like not cold, but it's enough just like all right, enough of like a light blanket or a light hoodie to be out here. But now I'm like rolling up these sleeves after we're done with this episode. I'm definitely gonna take it off.
It's definitely over 70.
Yeah.
But I was just gonna say that I'm comfortable, even though I got this T-shirt on.
Yeah.
For the season that's changed. It is September now, so.
I mean, a couple of days it was like kind of misty, rainy a little bit. Temperature was probably like down in the 60s. Still pretty good. Like still go out there in shorts and whatnot. But I'll start off with my Percy since I had one off the top of my head. Back from the movie update. So most recent movie I saw was this Thursday. It was the Long Walk. Have you seen that trailer?
No. I seen the trailer.
Yeah. I knew it was a Stephen King movie, or based off a Stephen King novel. Didn't know it was his like first one that he like wrote when he was like 19 or something like that, or pretty young, but whatnot. But you familiar with the premise from the trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a competition. I didn't know it was like 50 people from each state, and they're all just kind of like making this long walk. But you have to keep pace.
Yeah.
Like you have to keep up by like 3 miles an hour and whatnot, and you get a couple warnings before they
like 3 warnings or 2 warnings really.
Yeah,
the third time
they pop you and whatnot. But yeah, it's a great movie. Great movie. Highly recommended. It's especially because like sometimes you could watch a Stephen King movie and, like this is good, but it's like kind of what you call it? Not folky, but kind of lower in quality. It's good for like it's a good B movie. Yeah. This felt like really high quality. Great acting from all of them. Like there was the black dude, I forget his name. He was in Alien Romulus. He was the robot.
Yeah.
Descent. Yeah, like he was really good in it.
And he's in my show Industry.
Oh yeah, I was like, I've seen him. I felt like I've seen him in somewhere else as well. And then the main dude that they were following, he was I think he's Philip Seymour Hoffman's son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill is the bad guy. Right?
I didn't even. I was like, I know this dude, but I'm like, I can't make out who this guy looks like until after the fact. I was like, oh, that's Luke Skywalker. Wow, that's crazy. He was really good. No, highly recommend to watch.
I mean,
it's a little bit tough watch, but it's really good. Just kind of like we were talking about with The Road, where it's just like, yes, there's this thing going on, and there's a TV show, someone's trying to win, but you're really getting the journey of all of these men and just kind of their camaraderie as they make this journey and some of the stuff that just kind of goes on between it. But it's a really good movie. Highly recommend.
Okay.
And I'm excited for the lineup that I got too coming out, especially because I got him when Marlon Wayans, that football movie, produced by Jordan Peele, coming up next week. One Battle After Another, Paul Thomas Anderson. That's with Leonardo DiCaprio, Tiana Taylor. That's been getting rave reviews. People were talking about it being obviously like best movie of the year in their opinion. And I also got The Smashing Machine also booked, as well as Tron Ares. So I got a good lineup of movies coming up after I felt like I'd say midsummer.
Yeah. I think it's funny that you say that because I know I said before, like, it felt like hip hop didn't kick off this year until the clips, and that was July.
Yeah.
That album came out. And then we got Gibbs and Alchemist, and we got, JID.
Yep.
Tyler. And it's like, okay, now, like, took more than half the year, but okay, I guess we got stuff now, so.
People getting ready for that fall season.
Right.
Hopefully winter.
I'm really trying to think. I really ain't got no Percy for you.
Oh, no need to elongate.
Yeah, exactly.
No need to elongate. Let's get into this show.
For sure.
Doors opening. Step back to allow customers to exit.
I would say,
All of us here on like all of us.
What up, everyone? Episode 62 of the Wrestlemania podcast. We did a quick search up the Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, the Jason Kelsey episode.
Everybody knows him. He's Got a
most
podcast.
relevant, most recent. I mean, there's other
Yeah.
Hall of Famers, but
Eventually, he's not even in the Hall of Fame yet, but he's probably going to
He
be a
will
first
be.
ballot Hall of Famer.
for sure.
So, shout out to Jason Kelsey, even though you play for the Eagles. And I hate the Eagles. So. Now, get into that. My Commanders played terribly
Yeah.
all around the board on Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, flush it down the toilet. Let's continue on to next week. Like, I'm ready for the Raiders in 10 days or 9 days.
And like I said, I mean, fantasy is always fun because it's fantasy, especially when you're not playing for nothing. But
Yeah.
like I said, I got my money league at work, and I got Jaden in my money league, and I'm like, bro, like, what are we doing here?
And he made it up at the end, at least
a
getting
little bit. But that's what makes me mad because then in my fun league, he throws to Debo because we're playing each other this week. And I didn't even realize that until the game had started.
You got Tucker Kraft.
Yeah.
I went against Tucker Kraft in both my leagues. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. But that should have been a Percy, but I didn't. I didn't even want to talk about sports because I was just like, I talk about sports all the time.
Yeah,
but let's get into this wrestling. Pretty fun week of wrestling. I thought it was a spectacular week from all the shows.
Yeah.
If I had the power ring, I still think Raw probably came out on the shorter end of the stick, but not by much. Like I think it was all pretty like a tough end. Like it's they're all fighting for like really good shows.
I think I would have
actually I put NXT the lowest because that one was kind
true.
of gearing up for the next week's show, but they still had a lot of good surprises. But yeah, let's get into the flagship show. We got no current events until we get to Friday with the major one. What'd you think of Raw?
I would say, I mean, we were just talking about power ranking them, right? So I would say this would be the third of the week, but also by like a very slim margin. I would have SmackDown, a Dynamite, Raw, and then NXT.
Yeah, I probably have that same ranking.
Yeah, that's what I would have. But I think I might have left this in there. This wasn't that AJ Lee therapy champ promo. That was last week, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so but I do have
the
married couple segment. I really love that, even though I just think that's the most relevant. I mean, that's the biggest stars coming back with AJ Lee having Becky and Seth having their great chemistry, but to have that segment with Becky sending Seth out, to go get the Intercontinental title from AJ Lee. I enjoyed that.
That was really fun. Yeah, I'd probably have that at mid as well because you knew it was all just set up to get to the WrestlePalooza match, and it's funny how like they kind of like I guess goaded Seth into accepting the match because Becky was like, "What do we have to do?" And he was like, "No, we got to get payback. We got to get payback." So it was enjoyable, predictable, but it's like again a lot of good speakers on all sides. 4 out of 4 as far as just like cutting promos and just like engaging with the audience while on a live mic like that. So yeah, that match would be fun. And we were talking about it yesterday. It's like, do any one of these get into the AAA Mixed Tag Team Championship?
Yeah, right.
World.
They could. I mean, I don't really think AJ Lee needs a title. I mean, I think that's good for storyline. We're talking about her sticking around and stuff, but if that's the case, I was like, I don't know. Do I see AJ Lee as a champ in a 6-month run? Like,
I can see her holding the Intercontinental title.
I
definitely do think we're gonna see her have a rivalry with Roxanne.
I was just gonna say that to say that between the two couples, I would rather have Seth and Becky. Be the mixed tag team titles, and then that's also heelish because everybody loves Mr. Iguana. Yeah. So like to have Seth curb stomp Mr. Iguana would be insane. Yeah. Like they're gonna curb stomp Layeska. And it's gonna be the reaction anytime anything happens to Layeska.
He curves on Layeska, and then they both are just like kind of like with Santino. They're like, "Oh my god, how can that happen?" And Seth gets up, and he's just like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I did this." And then Mr. Iguana is just still looking at the puppet, and then he takes a fucking goddamn curb stomp from Seth Rollins to get the 1, 2, 3.
That works for me cinematically.
Yeah.
Super heelish, works with the character. That'll be a fun match. They're being real goofy as heels. So.
Becky could work that too.
She could work that. Yeah, for sure. I enjoy that, even though I had that as a mid. But to get to the primo, I guess what I really had as the primo would be like what carried the storyline of the night, which was really
the bookends.
The what?
The bookend.
Yeah, exactly. The front show. And the back. Yeah. With getting confirmation that the Usos are reunited. They don't ever got to be reunited because they're literally twin brothers, but just to have them on pay-per-view together as the Usos going against the Vision.
At WrestlePalooza.
At Palooza. Seth really got that over.
Yeah.
So Cody's still number one with that. But
I think they're like knowingly,
of
like,
course,
like putting extra on it just to kind of like take jabs at like who could do it like the most ridiculous.
Of course. Well, yeah, and then to think about it, because Raw is before SmackDown, so yeah, Cody could definitely win up for sure. But they accepted whatever because of course Bronson was like, "Nah, it ain't gonna happen tonight, so we'll take you up to Palooza." But then also that in the main event, LA Knight got his own problem with the Vision, and then they come down to beat him down. Super kicks, and it looks like all faces stand tall. But then end of the main event, Bronson Reed getting the win on LA Knight.
Great match. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, the surprise, the whole hook of it being, we get the surprise spear from
at the end from Jey Uso.
From Jey to LA Knight.
And Jimmy is like, "Bro, what are you doing?" And then Jey, I didn't know what he was actually saying, but he looked pissed. And he's like, "It's the start of a Jey Uso heel turn." People are talking about. Maybe like it's that same kind of power hungry like that Roman had that everybody was alluding to. It's like when you gonna get this mindset that like this championship desire, it really turns you guys into like these complete assholes.
Yeah, I think I would like that more if we cared about like if the Ula follow was still around. Oh, the only reason I say this is like long-term booking wise with Bloodline shit. Yeah. Remember, he kept saying like, "This is heavy." You don't want to wear it because like when he came to challenge him, he was wearing the. I guess I thought it was really dope, kind of like the Black Panther sort of like showdown in front of everybody, where it's like he comes in with the Ula follow, but Jey had like the white roses on him, like around, or the white flowers instead, and that's where I was kind of thinking because he was also named like the right hand and the tribal heir.
Yeah,
so to bring that full circle because it's like he is still like Roman is still the tribal chief, even though he don't need the Ula follow for us to know that, and they still say that. So
again, this is a different type of Jey Uso, and like it seems like Roman is the face right now, the clear baby face at the moment.
Exactly.
And Jey is now turning heel, but he can't be talking to Jey. Roman is probably not going to be able to talk to Jey like that younger Jey. For sure. I think that there might be a fight for being the tribal chief.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
And Roman and Jimmy's going to be in the middle of it because he's trying to protect his brother, but that's his brother.
I mean, I think there's definitely a lot of meat on the bone.
Yeah.
Like, craziest, like, I mean, obviously we're just like sitting here right now, but fuck it. Like when the MFTs come over and usurp whatever, do some Game of Thrones shit, whatever.
Yeah.
Now it's Jey, Jacob, Solo, and I don't know, maybe the Tongans aren't there, but Tala Tonga. I don't know.
How soon do you think Jey attacks Roman?
That's a good one. Yeah, we're just confirming he does it. I mean, that's gotta be
assuming that like he feels like that's someone that's in his way to getting the World Heavyweight.
That's gotta be a pay-per-view. So that's a pay-per-view.
Because like if he's gunning for Seth, just like LA Knight is or CM Punk is or Roman Reigns, it's like Roman Reigns at the end of the day, you're my cousin, but you got to get the hell out the way.
But also Roman is dead right now. So that's hard to say because he's injured, with 3 super spears.
But even when he comes back, he could still just turn on him. And
Royal Rumble.
I don't know if he's out that long.
That late? Yeah. What's between that? So like a Saturday night's main event. Maybe you could
do that. He'll be back in a couple weeks.
Yeah, sure. I guess you could make that the moment of the turn of a Saturday night's main event. I guess like he's trying to talk him off the ledge in like some match or something.
Yeah, that could probably happen. But yeah, that was a good way to like carry a storyline throughout the show. I really enjoyed that. It was pretty much as well. Other mids that we had that we agreed upon: AJ Styles over El Grande Americano, the Ludwig Kaiser kind, because there was what I guess Pete Dunne,
probably the Pete Dunne. What's Chad Gable's injury was what again?
I don't know. I forget. I don't want to.
I don't think we ever found out.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was like a shoulder. I want to say.
Yeah, Liv was a shoulder.
I'm not sure.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, I just wondered if you knew. But that's still good. Good match. But what I thought was more so interesting was I mean, AJ, not to say he's on a downfall or anything, but like, I think he's just very aware of his, wrestling mortality, like in character. However much that's obviously real, because he's like mid-40s or whatever.
His contract ends in February.
Yeah, exactly. So
apparently,
in his promo, talking about somebody is like basically out to get him, or like somebody doesn't want him to succeed. Somebody's holding him back.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, so who's that? Because he says, I'm not supposed to be telling y'all this, to the crowd. And I don't know who is holding him back.
I think that's a veiled shot at Triple H.
Is that just all that is in kayfabe? Yeah.
I think of the day, it's like, they know that my contract is coming up, and so it's like they're using that thing where it's like they're trying to blend the real world with the kayfabe and saying it's like, oh, they know my contract's coming up.
They don't want to get no shine
on the way out or stuff like that, but I'm gonna spoil their plans.
So now that that's the case, so now where does that take us?
I think
because Triple H ain't in the ring. We're not gonna get no face off.
I think there's going to be an avatar for Triple H.
Exactly.
But I think that's like if his contract ends in February, and let's say he's in the Elimination Chamber and wins it, he has a match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to wrestle for like 2 months until WrestleMania. And then that's AJ Styles' last match.
Yeah, versus
and he's not even under contract. He just has like a 1-day contract because
that's a hell of a booking, right? Just for the 1 day, just because I won the chamber while I'm still under contract.
And if he wins at WrestleMania,
or get the
he could do the John Cena bit of like taking the title home with him.
Yeah. Take the World Heavyweight Championship with him.
Or whoever, yeah. Maybe it's him versus Cody.
Yeah. Or take the WWE title with him. That's a good challenge for sure. I mean, that's a great one for him on the way out.
Yeah.
For him to lose that, and that's also, once again, 2 former Bullet Club members, just for the history aspect of it, like the depth of like how far back they go.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's definitely a match for sure. So I'm sure Cody would want to do that match.
That out. I didn't even. That wasn't even premeditated.
Cody would want to do that match. That's a good one. So that is a good one. For sure.
Hey, Triple H. I know y'all watching. I know y'all watching the WWE's writers' room.
Not to stretch this out, but the only problem with that is that the Royal Rumble is usually WWE Championship. The bigger one. They go either way.
Jey Uso wanted. He challenged for the heavyweight championship.
Yeah, I know.
Doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be at all. I know. Definitely just did that. But anyway, I had also in the mid Asuka. She didn't make her pass out. I wanted her to. I'm always rooting for Asuka to kill people.
Yeah.
But Asuka beating Nikki Bella, because Nikki Bella wasn't not too rusty, but you can tell she ain't been in. I mean, she's been in the ring recently, but just in the fact that she ain't 28 anymore. That's all I mean. So, but she was still good in this, and Asuka got the win. Simple enough.
Yeah, if I had to, I don't have it anywhere. You have it in Shake. My mid, I guess, would have been Raquel over Lyra in place of Asuka. I love the ending of it, especially getting like Lyra was on like the top of the turnbuckle, and then Raquel got the Diana bomb off her. That looked really great. And then Raquel actually getting the win. You think that'd be a spot where Lyra would get the win, but nah, she got the win and clean too. So shout out to that. That was a great match.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, that wasn't my shake, and no, that's clean just because. Sorry, we got this. All right,
hold on. Don't worry about
it. Okay, how about to say?
We'll fly away.
But anyway, we had a hornet attack of people. This I was saying, I would like Raquel to be, the powerhouse of the IC title division. So that clean win to me, that definitely works. My other shake that I had was Rusev getting the win over Penta as he's continuing his momentum for wherever he's going to go. I think that's enough of a challenge that's enough of a win for him to definitely challenge Dominik for IC title. Obviously, Dominik's going to win that. I would have, and he's got Judgment Day on his side. So,
yeah.
But I just put in parentheses kind of losing streak, and this is just probably favoritism.
It is
from my side, but it's like because I feel like this was a mid match, but it's just the fact that once again, I know I've been saying this on here. I feel like he should be around the World Heavyweight Championship picture. I think he should be taking that seriously as a heavyweight luchador. I do understand that the scene is also crowded. It's not like you're gonna throw Penta into like
you can't throw
the
really
middle
anybody because you can argue
Yeah,
like
of course
he should be there, but like with the card where that with who's involved around it, like you give you CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns, just that alone, it's like that's kind of hard to jump in. The only reason Jay can do it is because he's over as hell, and then he's also a bloodline, so you can also intertwine that in there. But right now, it's like, it's almost like how the WWE Championship is, where it's like not too many people are not coming to challenge Cody Rhodes at this point and be like a legitimate threat.
Yeah.
So good show though.
Yeah.
Good
I really
show.
enjoyed it.
You head straight next door to the bodega. Unless you got anything else left for Raw?
Nope. That was it.
Go to NXT. And this was a pretty fun show, a good build-up show, I'll call it, because everything is leading up to next week's show, which is a theme show called NXT Homecoming. And the Homecoming festivities, I guess, the early, presentation of what's going to be on the card just happened this week because I agree with you, everything you had. It was on mid. We got a bunch of returns. What was the biggest one for you?
So we had 5. I called it the super seniors, like JC Jane said, coming back to high school to be cool again. But it was Carmelo, Tyler Breeze, Stephanie Vaquer, Tiffany Stratton, and Rhea Ripley. For me, honestly, it was probably the Black and Gold Classic era Tyler Breeze. To see like the selfie stick, Prince Pretty, that was like probably like my biggest in my head. I want to see that match. Him and Ethan Page.
Yeah,
like
especially with like Chelsea in his corner, and then just them being as like
goofy as hell
with Tyler Breeze. It would be dope to see Fandango.
Oh yeah, right. But he's legit TNA. I forget what his name is. He goes by initials, whatever.
But he could come back if this is Homecoming and people are running their old gimmicks and coming out to their old music. If he did that, like for one night.
Yeah, he could do that maybe for one night. Yeah, if he's open
to help out
it.
To help out your boy.
Oh yeah, that would be fun as hell. But we also had the Fatal Influence, their promo, or JC Jane, her promo. Yeah, that's when we get the main roster women, the last, or not the last 3 champions, but 3 former NXT Women's Champion of Stephanie Vaquer, Tiffany Stratton, and Rhea Ripley. They're looking like we're gonna take on the Fatal Influence at Homecoming, setting that up, and also
have fun selling Fatal Influence.
Yeah, right, and also Trick Mellow Gang getting reunited.
That was the biggest surprise for me. I was like,
and DIY. I mean, DIY is there too.
Yeah.
So DIY, they're part of that. So
that was the biggest surprise to me, with like the Trick and Mellow Gang getting back together. I was like, is there? I gotta go watch back NXT in full, or at least that segment, to see if there was a backstage segment of them just like squashing their beef, because we were talking about it when we were watching it. It was like, it'd be dope if they if this was like the beginning of getting Trick to the main roster, and then they come up together as a tag team.
Yeah.
And both of them as heels like that, like especially with the improvement of Trick from when the last time they were together. Like that would be a dope squad.
And being current TNA heavyweight champion,
which TNA world champion. Still do.
Exactly.
That'd be
the
dope.
TNA title onto SmackDown.
So I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
All of the it was dope to see all of the like you say, the super seniors make their returns and show what they're gonna call out what they're gonna do for next week.
And
so I did that next week's show, that theme show, should be really fun.
Yeah, and I did like the promo between because it was basically 2-on-1 with Trick and DIY originally, and Chop was like talking about how he's by himself. Yeah, basically, Carmelo comes out hearing his music and just antagonizing him, because like, is it big brother, little brother, or little brother, big brother? Because the shorter guy is on the main roster. But if I had, I mean, it's a featured show, but I would probably have Trick Mello win that. I'd like to see that win, and that puts him over as, like you said, a main roster, him proving his point.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That he's just as good.
I would hope for that. I wouldn't be surprised if DIY
and main roster guys be losing to the NXT guys when they come back to put them over. So when they work, at least some of the time, or they'll win. Well,
we already know Tiffany, Rhea, and Stephanie.
Oh, they're winning.
Are winning.
Well, they're winning. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I guess that would be at least one right there. And then Ethan Page is probably going to beat Tyler Breeze.
And then like Becky, because she was never NXT Women's Championship before, and she beat Tiffany, for like 2 years ago or whatever. So going back, that's another example where that was a good one.
Other moves that we got that we agree upon: Josh Briggs, Javon Evans.
Yeah,
that was a fun match.
Mm-hmm. This just goes along with what I was saying last week. I was like, Sean's doing his damnedest to make
Josh Briggs.
Yeah, like monster heel. Yeah. Because he gets the win being dirty as shit, using his signature. I always like a chain, so I guess he just has a classic biker look. He's just a big guy with a vest.
With a bike.
Yeah. And does he ride a bike for real?
Yeah.
Oh shit. But yeah. Hit him with like the straight up wallet chain or whatever it is, biker chain, like as he's going that boy bouncy. And I mean, Javon obviously is an amazing seller, so like similar to Sean and like where he's just dead immediately.
Yeah, he died midair.
Exactly.
Like, okay.
And then once again, for like whatever the title that we're gonna have, I'm sure that I made it up already. I said this before, but like the fan participation for crowds.
Yeah.
Like this one guy going, ref! Like turn around. Because the ref is just taking 45 seconds to throw the steel chair out of the ring.
That was one, and then the other one was later on in SmackDown too. The refs, I was just like, "What are we doing?" Yeah, I gotta get what you're doing, but like, I know a little bit more.
I know one of us definitely made one of those. We just need to look back in the archives for like the blind ref, championship. But yeah, that was really good. That was a mid-rising for this rivalry, and really hard to say. It's
Josh Briggs closer to fighting Obafemi.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, it's not really that much of a rivalry. Just one up on you. And I beat your ass beforehand. So this is just, like you said, slotting him to the NXT title challenge spot. The other mid I had was Dark State. They put their tag team titles on against Hank and Tank. And thank goodness they retained.
I like this mostly from the ending. The ending was fun, especially when the surprise of Joe Henry and just the goofiness of it and how that played out into the end. And then Hank and Tank getting the
because it's funny that time the heel
the back and forth roll ups and then the flipping of it was really dope. And how Dark State ended up getting the win.
That was really clean.
Mostly Joe Henry, but
true.
Yeah,
I just thought especially the part that it was the fact that it was the heel that said his name, and he was like, "Joe Henry's not coming to save you." Immediately, he comes.
They've been doing a good job of like the surprise of like he could really like pop up anywhere. The first time when he did it to Charlie Dempsey and Ren Sinclair,
out of the locker,
like, popped up out of the fridge.
Yeah,
that was hilarious. So
that's literally it's so perfect because that's just exactly what he does on TNA. Yeah, that's just what he's been doing the entire time, like out of random spots. But yeah, all that was mids, all appreciated. The only shake that I had was the Tavion Heights and Ethan Page flag match.
Yeah,
just because we couldn't have, America lose in Trump's America.
It's on the week of September 11th.
Exactly, that wasn't happening.
I had another mid. I did like the Fatal 4-Way Eliminator. Fatal Influence. Was it 4-way?
The triple threat.
Fatal Influence, Zaruka, and the Culling. And the Culling actually won that. So shout out to Tatum Paxley and what's her face? Izzy Dame for getting a #1 contendership for Alexa and Charlotte.
I really
like if they go to SmackDown or if that match happens on NXT.
Yeah, I really like because I told you this before that I was really a fan of Tatum Paxley's Psycho Trap, like her arm and leg capture, like spinning driver she does, and just like the tag. Now that they're a tag team, she's a part of the Culling, and just the simple combination of a big boot into that, and I'm like, I should put somebody down for sure. That's a 1, 2, 3, and really enjoyed that they're getting the shot for sure. This is well earned for them. I think they've been building them long enough. I think, however realistic it is for them to win is a different conversation. But as far as it making sense, I'm all about it. Yeah, there you go. That's the.
You could have gone with Zaruka, obviously, but Zaruka, Soul Ruka accidentally soul snatched
Yeah, glad you
teammate.
remembered that. Yeah, for sure. Hit
So
Zarya with it.
Yeah, so they got eliminated.
And she does the sell like, oh my god, I can't believe I did that.
And then obviously you would think Fatal Influence would get that rematch back. Or not, rematch, And you're getting a new fresh tag team.
Yep.
So they'll get that opportunity to work with two legends in Charlotte and Alexa.
Yep.
Anything else from the bodega?
No, I was literally about to say that's all I had.
All right, we're making a clean pass over at the coffee shop. I like the show a lot.
Yeah, this was my second favorite. Second favorite of the
week. Let's talk about our first primo, which I would say is I would assume 45-minute hour.
Oh yeah.
Segment of Hangman Page starting off with a match against Josh Alexander, which was great, amazing.
Yeah.
Obviously, Hangman gets the win, even with all the shenanigans that were trying to happen. But then right after that, calls out Kyle Fletcher. Yeah. They have a back and forth, him talking about his potential and whatnot. Kyle Fletcher just, being on his braggadocio shit. And then where they ended up brawling? Or no, but I know a match ended up being made.
Yeah, the match was made. It wasn't a brawl, but like scuffles. Yeah. Quick scuffle, that's all. Knocked out the ring type thing. Yeah. Like I was about to hit you with buckshot. That's what it was.
Yeah, but all around, great start to the show. Yeah. I felt it was a little long, but I'm like, all right.
The match, exactly.
Still great. You can't really complain. Like the match was great. Like it was like almost like a pop-up show level match.
Yeah, for sure. That was a great spot for Josh Alexander. It's funny because it's like that's what I mentioned before about like the Don Callis family is that I like his like even in character person where it's like he's basically Heyman of AEW. Difference being it's like or my thought in kayfabe is like he's just got an eye for that talent similar to Heyman where it's just like just a whole sports agency kind of like how he thinks about it.
If they could, they would say I'm a Don Callis guy, but they probably have the Paul Heyman guy.
Exactly. I love like that. The fact that Hechicero is a part of Don Callis' family after watching him and Bandito, and it's like, and Don Callis is on commentary.
And Okada.
Yeah, and Okada is there, and Takeshita, who I fucking love, and it's like, man, and Takeshita, he's about to challenge for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. He won the G1 Climax, so yeah, that's a serious roster of some guys making moves out there.
Yeah.
Some great wrestlers.
Another good bookend of the show, too, because that was the start of the show.
Yeah.
The end of the show was like a $500,000 bounty out the stake. Which, prior to the match, John Moxley was talking to the Young Bucks in catering, talking about, hey, if you win this match.
I love the fact that we were in catering.
We get this, you guys are able to keep all of the money. And the Bucks were like, oh, word?
They're like, show up to win. Yeah. Like, that's what he was saying. You got to see like Dark Order back there, and like other people like we haven't seen in a while.
But they got the win. The Bucks got the money, all of the money over the Ops and
Brodito.
Because
once again, like you mentioned, Brodito's weakness is Bandito's long ass setup for the 21 flex.
Still not be able to see them on the first try.
You can always like whenever he hits it, he puts you down, but. Yeah, as far as like getting it off, it takes literally 10 whole seconds.
Yeah,
for you to get that, and they just counter it. He rebounds off, and they like go into like a rolling sequence, and of course they're heels, and like Nick holds Matt's legs as he's like holding down, Bandito on the ropes, holding his feet on the ropes. So.
And similar to the beginning of the show, great match, and then the outcome out of that where John Moxley. They start jumping. Who was it?
Or Darby Allin. Darby Allin came down for the save. Yeah.
And then they ended up started jumping him, and there's someone in a hoodie. Yeah. Who is it?
That's who saved the day because they got real tight on Darby. And then bang, we get the reveal. It's Daniel Garcia joining the Death Riders. Who I was like, which is interesting because he's a guy that like I know like. AEW fans are behind, or myself, call myself if I say I'm just a wrestling fan. I'm a fan of him and like the positioning that he's had. He has been silly. He was also, TNT champion. Enjoyed his reign as that.
Yeah.
And for him to be his first time as like I would say a serious heel because he was part of like I forget what it was called, but the early Jericho Society. Because Jericho had like 2 or 3 faction names or whatever. Like there's the family tree, or not the family tree, but the learning tree and some other things. I think he was part of an early Jericho one. But I like this slotting here for him on the Death Riders. The only thing I think is interesting is the fact that like Wheeler Yuta feels like he's in that same like
he's about to get kicked out.
Exactly, but I feel like Wheeler Yuta was also in the set like he's been the whipping boy for so long that it's like I feel like he should have had his like Sami Zayn, moment. Like when he like
I think it's about to be like he's about to get the thumbs down from from John Moxley and Claudio, and Danny Garcia are about to
take him out,
jump his ass in the ring.
Yeah, maybe we're getting that. Okay,
they're gonna take him out, and then you get Darby Allin, Wheeler Yuta, and whoever else.
But that's the thing. It's funny because the crowd is always like, "Fuck you, Yuta," and then like they're said that's like Dominik Mysterio. And it's like, but is he supposed to be sympathetic because you just let him beat you into submission?
You can be sympathetic in this case, but not even like, do you trust him?
He's been doing some heinous shit. It's like,
or do you trust him, or is it just like we'll jump you and then we'll kick you out in theory?
Yeah.
But really, you're just playing like undercover. To just cozy up with Darby Allin, let him get his guard down. Darby doesn't believe it the entire time, but finally they're like, fine, we'll fucking tag team again.
Mm-hmm.
The Death Riders.
The Death Riders, yeah.
And then he ends up turning on him in the match anyway.
Wheeler is going to need to grow a fucking spine. That's my point. In order for us to get behind him.
That's what he's doing. He's doing it for the family.
Sure, but he's getting his ass beat first.
I like that booking. I like my
That's good. That's good. That's fine. I'm just saying. I'm just in your booking. In my opinion, Wheeler's still a bitch. That's all. That's my point. I'm like, stand up for yourself. That's all. Yeah, and
both
so that's
primos.
Yeah, those are both the primos. Yeah, like you said, the bookends of the show. So that was the beginning, Hangman and Josh Alexander, and rolling into the Kyle Fletcher promo, and then like the Death Riders Daniel Garcia turn. The mid I had on here, I really enjoyed the just for the fuck of it, Tony Storm and Sky Blue
hardcore match.
Yeah,
that was really fun.
Yeah, obviously, these are women. You got to objectify them in wrestling, so you get the great close-up camera spot of Sky Blue with the staple gun stapling both of Tony Storm's cheeks, both of her breasts, and the lower regions. We'll say, when she was caught up in the turnbuckle, like that spot, you had obviously Storm Zero on steel chairs, what put her down. But the funny that she's talking about on commentary, saying that they smelled a rat or something like that. Or no, it was on the table. That's what it was written on the table. I smell a rat.
Yeah.
And Tony pulls out a table full of mouse traps. Didn't break, but Brian Danielson.
Yeah.
Saying that he's like, in my experience, like when the table doesn't break, it hurts more. And I'm like, maybe that's believable. I guess more of a whiplash, especially
it's actually your back is actually like bending.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than just falling.
Yeah, because at least you would have like the break, and then that's relative. I guess you could argue some kind of cushion before you have your second impact. So I guess there's some kind of logic to that, but.
Especially if you're expecting the table to break and it doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. But that thing, she took that stiff. But that was fun though.
I had that at Mid Rising as well.
Yeah,
because it was a great match, and I was like, when we were watching, I was like,
and no blood in it either.
Something at like as far as like how we got built up to this, or is this just because they're in ECW and they just needed to have a hardcore match? And I'm like, I'm fine with that if that's the case. Like, it's still a great match. So.
And then after the match, we got because the Triangle Madness comes down.
To
like
really
beat down, Tony Storm. Then Chris Statlander comes down for the save, but then it doesn't matter. What is a dope visual is Tekla when Tekla does her, the same Bray Wyatt bending back taunt thing after the person is knocked out already, and she bends her back over them, like prey or a victim already. I'm like, that is sick. Like, I like that as a visual. But kind of makes me think of like Undertaker when he would do like his last rites pin, at the end of a tombstone. It's like, they're in a coffin,
pull his hair back and then have the eyes rolled back with
but that's the big stuff that happened for me. I really enjoyed that. And I had my shakes. I had I mentioned this offhandedly already, but the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, he's permanently on commentary, so it's like he's dead as a wrestler, but but permanently, it's okay that we can bring him back like over basically just a year later. You know?
Moxley needs to address that.
Need to kill him again.
Yeah. How the hell are you still here?
Yeah. I put a plastic.
No, he did help Hangman in that match. Yeah. At All In.
Yeah, because that was once again like they're trying to do Endgame. Like if we were making that comparison, sorry about that. But yeah, that was one of my shakes, and the other one being bald on bald violence. Ricochet, to me, surprisingly getting the win over Shelton. Because before I didn't see the little segment of the Hurt Syndicate with
Bobby.
Bobby and telling Renee, or not Renee, but telling Shelton told Bobby and MVP that he could take care of Ricochet himself. And I was like, oh, okay, that's just a perfect setup for GOA to come down and mess with them. Because, I mean, that was still a great match for them to put on, regardless. Maybe that's too low immediately.
I was having a shake just because I was like, the ending was just like, oh, okay. Like, very simple. Like, they didn't even really do much as far as interfere. He just, like, sit on the apron and he was, like, easily distracted and got the roll up.
I guess, that's what makes it a shake. Thank you for reminding me. Because it was literally just a headbutt into a schoolboy. Yeah. That, like, ended up pinning Shelton with Ricochet pinned him. And I was like, wow, okay.
I wouldn't have minded Ricochet getting the win. It makes sense for him to get the win. I was just wanted it a little bit more. If you're gonna get like interference like that, just something a little bit more dramatic.
Yeah. Anything else? Oh yeah, on Collision.
The MJF promo.
Yeah, I was gonna say I really enjoyed that. I guess that'll be a primo promo. Just for, I mean, it's only like 90 seconds. Because
let's say mid-rising.
If anything, just for the also I guess that's real world stuff. Congratulations to MJF getting married to Toots. I forget what her name is, but basically using her in the promo. You know, so that's why I'm putting it primo, because it's like this man just got married and he don't give a fuck already. Like my wife said, I told my wife no honeymoon starts until Mark Briscoe is dead. He's like, and then she told me, if you walk out this door, then don't come back. I told her, Toots. What was it?
I
was married to the game.
I was married before I even met you.
Yeah.
I was always married to the game.
Yeah.
And he didn't say Toots. He called it a B word. So.
Oh yeah. Stupid little. Yeah, it was like stupid little B or silly little. That's what it was. I'm like, damn, man, going off on his wife. She's like, man, that's so hot. She knows what she's getting into with that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You're a commentator, backstage commentator. So.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, that's the how many of those we got? I mean, rest in peace, Bray, but that was Bray and JoJo. That's Renee and Mox. That's them two now. I'm sure there's another set out there. Or two. There's probably a set or two, that we're not thinking of. But yeah, that's all I got from AEW right there.
All right, yeah, I didn't got much either. Great show though. I really enjoyed it. Second best of the week. But before we get to SmackDown, let's get into this book of wrestling. Let's go to the gallery. What does the book of wrestling have for us this week?
Keeping it simple again. These are 3 moments. 3 moments. Let's start with the earliest one. I enjoyed this. September 9th, 1991. Ric Flair's WWF debut. On the weekly primetime wrestling program, Ric Flair makes his WWF debut after more than a decade representing NWA and WCW. In his possession, he had WCW's heavyweight title, announcing himself to be the real world champion and cutting this famous promo of his debut.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And he was holding the big gold belt at that point in time, back in 91. So,
and the company's belt on WWE television. That's wow.
And just to think of how early it is, and it's like, man, it's even shinier.
Yeah.
You know, the big goldie, it's like, it looks even better.
especially with those lights that they had back in the day, where it just felt like it was creating everything a fuzzy look and whatnot.
Yeah, what is that called? Like something vision,
I don't
right?
even know. Oh,
you would know Panavision, right? When I go
probably,
yeah, like because lights would go like in like the 70s and stuff, they would give like off those like stars. If you looked at like diamonds and stuff, but anyway,
they're just, I mean, not
like
even using LED lights. They're just using fluorescent lights.
Yeah,
like,
just regular lights. Yeah,
which makes sense. They probably give it up a little bit more of a natural, but it's not like a movie quality. It's just like, yeah, this is what we got.
Excuse me, fly flew in my face.
I'll go with the next one. I guess the second earliest.
Yep.
With September 12th, 1995, first WWF/WCW head-to-head. WWE Raw and WCW Nitro went head-to-head for the very first time in a now infamous Monday Night War. On Raw, the newly turned heel British Bulldog took on Razor Ramon, and Shawn Michaels defended the Intercontinental title against Psycho Sid. Whilst over on Nitro, Hogan defended the World Heavyweight Championship against Lex Luger and Randy Savage and faced Scott Norton. I wonder what made it infamous. I didn't have it in the description.
Yeah, exactly. I just think maybe it's infamous just because it's like the Monday Night War. That's what I think. That's what they mean. But they did say it was just on that one specifically for the first time for them going head to head. So
you got to look that up afterwards because I feel like it had to be something like one of them had like maybe it was just both bad shows or something. I don't know, but
yeah,
just to leave it just it being the first head to head, I wouldn't make it infamous to me.
Yeah,
everyone would be famous, but
yeah. Because it's the start of like a movement or like a generation kind of, or an era. There you go. That's the right situation.
Yeah, I guess they were just fighting for time at that.
And this one, there's no even quotes for this one, but September 10th, 2007, Mr. McMahon's other son is, we already know the answer to this. I just put the video in that.
Yeah.
But when DX revealed that it's Hornswoggle is his other son, his illegitimate son, that happened this week also as a real funny
what a little waste of a storyline.
Yeah, it was
ridiculous. It was like carried on for like so long, and I think it was supposed to be Mr. Kennedy, but I think something happened that caused them to like pivot the storyline to Hornswoggle. It was just like
he talked about that in a Chris Van Vliet. That was he had a match with Randy Orton where he was injured.
Okay,
and Randy Orton was really apologetic about that because he was like, he was slotted for all of it because he was Mr. Money in the Bank and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and, he had the rocket behind him until he got hurt, basically. So, yeah, that was about it.
That's the book of wrestling this week.
That's the book of wrestling, yep.
Let's move over to Friday. Before we get into the bodega.
The big announcement of the week.
The boutique.
Yep.
The big announcement of the week is WrestleMania 43, 2027. First overseas. At first I had originally written international, but I'm like, no, they've had WrestleManias in Canada. So it's not really first international.
Yeah.
But first overseas.
Yeah. Not on this continent.
Yes. WrestleMania is happening. Not in London. Not in France. Not in Berlin.
Not in Australia.
Not in Australia.
Not in Japan.
Not in Japan. They haven't. Well, they've toured there, but they haven't done a show, live TV show. But Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
So not only do they get Royal Rumble that's coming up this year in 2026, they get WrestleMania.
Is this the progressive city of Jeddah, or is this the progressive city of Riyadh?
I think it's in Riyadh.
Riyadh.
Yes.
Michael Cole, the progressive city of Jeddah.
But yeah.
So these women I saw the comments was like, these women about to be wearing
Right.
armor.
That's man. For WWE is getting paid a mind-blowing amount of money to hold WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia in 2027 by a PW Insider. I also saw earlier this morning when I was scrolling through Reddit. I think it was from like PW Insider as well that WWE was early on. WWE was pushing to have WrestleMania like branded event at Saudi Arabia while still holding a North American WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But Saudi Arabia was like, nah, we want the WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So,
we forget what the initial deal was. They was already paying over $1 billion just for the initial deal to come over there and do Crown Jewel. So
yeah. I mean, how do you feel? I'll let you start off. How do you feel? Because I'm just like, again, I think it goes to the fact that it's just like
we already.
they're already there, but I'm just like,
yeah.
It's just more of the fact that we're getting priced out as fans. That this stuff is just like
sure.
if you can't even it's even hard to watch it now, just for how much like we talk about them moving to Netflix and then having the pop-up shows on ESPN and all this like different places that you need to have to watch it, just like what football and basketball has been doing. It's just like, man, like why is it getting so expensive
just to watch
just to watch it? Yeah. And then even to imagine even going there, like they have the thought of like, oh, I'd like to go to WrestleMania.
Nobody's going to fly into Saudi Arabia.
I don't think I could do that. Like maybe,
and even if you would,
the closest thing I think I'd be able to do is like if once they build the new Commander Stadium in DC, then like maybe I could probably do that because at least I wouldn't have to pay for lodging. I would just have to pay for, the ticket to go to the show and just drive there or take the train there. Mm-hmm. Like so, it's just disappointing from that aspect. Like obviously I wouldn't mind, but also there is an aspect of like I wouldn't mind it being in London or any of these other cities that we called out, but Saudi Arabia being the first one, that's just like damn, like money talks.
Yeah, no, facts. We're just talking about how many legends are going to be showing up to get their big fat paycheck for literally.
I mean, that's what like Saudi Arabia wants. They said that they want The Rock or Stone Cold or John Cena.
Somebody will pop up and get 50 million to 100 million, somebody
in a match, and not just like be there to like wave hand. It's like they want them in a match.
Mm-hmm. I said making $100 million ain't bad for a one night of work, no matter who you are.
Might be able to do it. Mm-hmm. And then speaking of how much money that like we talked about off pod as well, that one of the members from TKO was talking about how their ticket prices are not high enough because this man at the time, when he was running the company, he was pricing his tickets for families, and they're not. And he was like, "We got to raise them up because we're not maximizing opportunity," is what he said. And so, these tickets ain't getting cheaper. This content ain't getting cheaper, and it's going to be much harder to watch all of this stuff, like from a fiscal standpoint, as far as just the capital needed to keep up with wrestling on a weekly basis. If you're not watching highlights, and it's funny that Adam Silver said it himself for the NBA. Like if you can't afford it, you can watch the highlights for free. Yeah, and it's like he said we are quote highlight sport, and it's like damn,
that's callous. That's callous as hell. I know it's just expensive to watch everything. That's what's like just upsetting about the streaming era. It's like it's all about like cutting the cord with cable, and it's like nah, the system's still gonna circle its way back to like
you're still gonna get into
dig in your pockets. Like still, so it's like you better figure out which channels you want, my guy, because literally, you could just have a subscription to everything.
Yeah.
Like, AMC got their own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
MGM.
HBO, Showtime.
Yeah.
Stars.
What was the horror one?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'd like to get that. Not Thriller, but what's it called? Oh, my goodness. I'm
blanking on it. Too.
Yeah. It's a good one, though. That one's like $5, actually.
Yeah.
I would actually get that.
But, that's the current event. The biggest news, WrestleMania. A WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia.
I mean, this is where we were.
It's gonna be an early time. That like WrestleMania's gonna start like at 3:00.
This is where we were leading to. It's like when the first time we even heard about Crown Jewel and like the greatest Royal Rumble in that series, they were already saying those like Elseworld universe shows that they were doing were already making more money than WrestleMania.
That's what they is. They got tired of people calling them Elseworld or like non-important. Pay-per-views that they were getting, and they wanted to feel like they were a part of the weekly show, and that what you were watching here is just as significant as what you would be watching if it was a pay-per-view in London or whatever it is, or if it was just a regular Survivor Series or whatever it may be. It's like we want those shows to have that kind of weight and not just feel like it's a show put on for us. And I'm like,
I think WWE wants that.
No, that's what Saudi Arabia wants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got tired of people saying that they get B-level shows or shows that don't matter.
Maybe. Somebody in there probably does.
They're like, oh, you don't have to watch Crown Jewel because that's not even a show that matters for what the continuity of wrestling television is.
Yeah, whoever is
but if you get the Royal Rumble, you cannot not watch the Royal Rumble, regardless of where it's at.
Yeah,
or WrestleMania, you're getting major stuff.
Yeah, they're not going to waste that time with like a Royal Rumble. Or like you said, a SummerSlam or a WrestleMania.
They tried to do it earlier. They was trying to give him the greatest Royal Rumble. No, that's not the Royal.
Yeah, that's not the Royal Rumble. You added 10 more people and gave it to Braun Strowman.
Yeah,
like, with a Christmas colored belt. That was crazy looking.
It is what it is. You can't. Like,
they just gotta make sure that they gotta have that picture of like, the head of like the sports directory in Saudi Arabia, shaking somebody's hand.
Yeah.
And like doing the Triple H point backstage. They need all those good
You're gonna get all that. This WrestleMania's gonna start like at 3:00.
At least I guess that'll be convenient.
Yeah.
get it over. But yeah, that was it for the current event. But that's a big current event for notification. Yeah. But in the boutique,
SmackDown.
The best thing, you called it out before. I agree. That's why I pushed it up, because I just had it in Primo immediately. But yeah, just the moment I predicted it. At Worlds Collide, Dominik is El Rey de la Luchadores.
That's my top shelf.
Yeah.
I put that at top shelf.
That's what I said. I agree, and I pushed it up. I had it in Primo.
Okay.
But just Dominik, in the sense of like, because once again, top shelf by definition to me is match, or it's a uppies candidate. So it wouldn't be a match of the year candidate for me, but it would be like a moment of the year or something like that. So it's definitely, when we look back at this year.
Not to say the match wasn't
great. Yeah. Of course. But just when we look back at the year of 2025, I'm definitely bringing up Dominik as champ tonight. Yeah. Being AAA Mega Champion, and whether he's got interference and stuff or not. I mean, he's a heel. He's supposed to do that.
Clean enough.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, by my definition, he's one clean as a heel. So that's what you expect. I mean, the only thing that wasn't expected to me was the fact, they had the 4-way, so I guess that should have been more obvious, where it's all right, he ain't gonna win it. But first time challenging him straight up, hell yeah. And I knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, it was nice. And then obviously his father came and he told him to put the belt on him, cussing at him and stuff like that. But you were like, Ray, happy as hell.
He's so proud.
Put that belt on his son. So great moment for Dominik, double champ, AAA Mega Champion.
And I don't think that's a belt that Ray ever held.
Regardless, I'm saying he's so happy that he, especially like a Mexican top.
Yeah, that's what I mean by that. Because that's the thing, is that he would get fake Mexican. He said that before because he's from Cali.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're a fake Mexican, my guy. And he's like, oh yeah, well, I'm holding a Mexican title. So how about this? And if you really want to point stuff out, the other champion of the oldest is MJF right now.
Yeah.
What's Mexican about him? That's immediately what I'd say if I'm Dominik. So, but anyway, that was the best thing that happened this week. Like, real moment. Like, that's why that's top shelf. Can't wait to see him put that on Raw.
Yeah, that would be fun. He'll talk his shit on
that pop
this Monday. Yeah.
But everything in ring was basically primo.
You really like this show.
Yeah. To start the show, we did miss this originally, but I guess I'll put this as a mid.
Yeah.
I'll put that as a mid, but just or maybe even Shake. That was just a segment of like Brock being out there.
I'd say Shake, yeah.
Yeah, Shake probably. But just for the impact, Brock doesn't ever, if he's just there for a quick thing, he ain't gonna stay the whole show. So it's like he's always just there at the beginning.
Yeah, get me out.
He's in and out. Like, that is somebody who gets paid by the minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, that man showed up and was like, "Where's Cena?" R-Truth comes out talking about he Ron Cena, and that's his
brother.
That's his big brother. And he was like, "Oh, from another mother." He's like, "No, we got the same daddy." Like, that's the same thing. Truth. Of course, it ends with the F5.
Yeah. Brock ripped his pants like SpongeBob.
Yeah, he did, and twerked his ass like a white guy would with the cowboy hat on. But it's face Brock. Like I said, I think this is actually going to end with similar to like when Cody beat him in like their finale at SummerSlam, like with just dap up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we'll see, because we don't know. Again, we don't know Brock's motive other than the fact that he just wants to destroy John Cena on just like out of natural instinct.
Yeah, that's just his default setting. Yeah, it's F5 John Cena. Yeah, he hasn't shown us anything other than that. So yeah, he's true about that. But yeah, that's actually what started the show. But where I was going with that was the first match that we saw, which was Sami Zayn, backing up what he said to Cena before. It's like, I want to defend this title like you did. So this is the first
second match of the U.S. Open.
Oh, this is the second one?
Because John Cena was the first.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah. I mean, he established it with him with that. Yeah, true. So the first normal one, I guess, or active roster, because, Cena's on the way out. But Rey Fenix, doing great. You didn't even realize this was Rey Fenix. For some reason, you said, "Oh, this is just some AAA guy," and I'm like, "Dog, that's Rey Fenix." Like, come on, man. But either way, this was a great match, and I noticed it too, because I was like, I was like, damn, this is going like 20 minutes right now. We went through definitely a commercial break. That was my first time also watching SmackDown on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like you said, like, so seeing the bumper and like
Yeah.
you realizing, I was like, okay, this is kind of cute.
Watching the dark match while they're on commercial.
Yeah. Even the little bumper they got, like I said, when it's like, oh, just we'll be right back with the different languages. And it's like, I was like, yeah, it reminds me of chill vibes to study to, but it's just like wrestling poses to like vibe to or something. Yeah, Randy Orton and like Street Profits. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, really enjoyed this match. Yeah, it was a great match.
Dynam's resiliency shined again as Ray hits the Adios Amigo, or as Vic Joseph said,
Goodbye Amigo.
The Goodbye Amigo.
Yeah.
And but Sammy recovers just enough time, able to hit the Haluva kick and then get the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that was a great match. I was like, we were just obviously in and out of the show in conversation, and just like every time I'm like, I try to make sure that when we over here chilling, that I be trying to comment. Yeah, I be trying to like notice shit, multitask. But
and that's also, you also noticed the Tiffany and Jade match ending in a double count.
I really like
that as a primo as well. We both like that match. And Nia coming in and just taking everyone out.
Yeah, although like Tiffany beat her straight up like at SummerSlam already, it doesn't feel out of place with like them continuing this, because like
I can feel like it was like an Andrade Carmelo, like,
I would hope so.
I'm not saying as far as like wrestling quality, because obviously Jade would need to pick it up, but I think Tiffany and Jade could work well together for like both like Jade's power, and like they both have power and speed. It just kind of comes in different packages.
Yeah.
And I think it works well with both of them, because I feel like they have good matches every time. Like they work together. So I like the fact that it ended in a double count out with like the spear out onto
both
the
at 0 HP.
And then it was just them just passed out. Then after the match, like I'm like, does that get into a triple threat? That'd be dope.
Yeah, maybe it's just simple as that. True.
Yeah.
That would push it forward. Yeah, you're right, because you're not gonna just get a straight up like rematch, I guess, right now.
But I mean,
you could, but that was my point.
You would like at least give it some breath before you come back to it again, and maybe in like October or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I just gotta jump to it now because this was my Reggie. But this crowd was Norfolk, and I had to put this in Reggie. They kept saying how it was a sellout crowd. It didn't seem like it. At least not during that match.
Like it, yeah.
It didn't sound like it. Like, because that match was great, and like that was another thing. It was deafening silence in there. Like the first, I'll say at least 2/3. The first 2/3 of that match was deafening silence, and they were great. Like that match started off with, me thinking Jade is about to hit a, pop up, what is it, a sky high, and Tiff just counters with, her shotgun drop kick, like, and I'm like, oh wow, that gets my attention, and it's like minimal like reaction off of that, and I'm like, where are we at now? Like,
you gotta call your people out. That's your crib.
I mean, I said that.
That's like, you called your people out. You have the right to do that.
So I was just like, then I was looking at the show, because I was like, I did enjoy this show so much that like you started off with Brock, and then your first match was Ray and Sammy. So it's like you wasn't leaving that. This was the first match of the second hour.
Yeah.
And I guess this would have been that same time where, I guess, if you gun to my head, I guess maybe, because it's not the main event. So this is the one where if you got to take an extended break, I guess that's where you're at.
Yeah, people are probably still in the concessions and stuff.
Yeah, like or tired. But that's the thing, is like maybe tired or whatever, because it was so great the first hour. But I'm like, that didn't feel like that felt like an excuse to me. That's why it's at Reggie. But anyway, that's all I had to say about that. But yeah, I like that triple threat booking for them though, for sure. Getting the Annihilator on, because she threw Jade around like a rag doll at first on the outside of the ring, throwing her in steel steps, and an Annihilator to Tiff. Yeah, for sure. So what's our next pay-per-view?
I'll have WrestlePalooza.
Oh yeah, WrestlePalooza. We gonna do that?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's after that, but
man, that's gonna be hard. That's gonna be a hard one. They're doing their damnedest with WrestlePalooza too.
Yeah,
that's all out.
Other primo that we had, Drew over Randy.
Yeah.
With some more ref shenanigans where it's just like the ref for some reason would not let Randy do the goddamn punt.
Yeah. It's like,
you allow a curb stomp, but you can't allow a punt. It's the same shit.
It literally is. They're both devastating concussive moves that shouldn't be done.
I'd argue the curb stomp is worse than the punt. I would argue.
Oh no, it definitely is.
Yeah.
The curb stomp is definitely worse. Because even in kayfabe, like you can see, like it looks good mechanically when Randy does the punt, because obviously there's no like follow through. Mm-hmm. Like when he follows through, that's when like the guy he's like way off, just swinging past the guy's head. But like when he actually connects, usually it's like his ankle, and he's just like cupping like kind of the side of their head perfectly, where it's like kind of like I think of it like an elbow strike with your ankle.
Yeah.
But it's just all about the sell, But for him to hit, the history of the punch with Randy Orton is
like a registered weapon.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's just what it is, where it's like kind of like that pile driver. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, no, it's too dangerous. Don't do it. It's not like it is. Maybe it's like not against the rules, but it's super frowned upon.
Yeah.
Or like the refs probably have to know that from like a medical perspective, because they gotta check on like them. They be wearing gloves and shit. They're like half-ass, not doctors. They're nurses. That's what they are. I'm willing to give.
EMTs, yeah.
I'm willing to give a ref a high school nurse. No, high school nurse. I'm willing to give them that. And I got to kayfabe, EMT immediately, because you need to get the medical team down there.
They're a deputy EMT.
Yeah, they're not even a full EMT. Yeah, they're like an EMT in training. Like maybe they've been there for like 6 months.
Yeah.
I'm willing to believe that.
That was a great match. I like that Drew got the win over Randy.
Oh yeah, and the very end of that, by the way.
Cody saving Drew, not Drew, Randy from getting not bro kick.
Claymore through the side of the
table that happened to him a couple weeks ago. But I have in my Reggie to jump to that was
I typed this in for you because I said it in the moment.
Yeah, I was like, he said the champ is back, and it's like, Cody, shut up. That's not what you're supposed to say. You're supposed to say that, especially with that much vigor that he had in his voice when he was saying it. Nah, you gotta say the champ is here, bro. Yeah. You gotta say the champ is here. You can't say the champ is back. No, man, it don't hit the same.
Yeah.
It don't hit the same. So Reggie, just for that, and then also the Reggie was also the WrestlePalooza.
Oh yeah,
that he put on. And I was like, man,
being more ridiculous than Seth on Monday. Yeah,
I was like, geez, that whole bit was just like, that was very cheesy.
Yeah,
not bad, but it was just cheesy that I gotta put it at Reggie.
For sure.
Fun segment though. I really enjoyed the segment.
Very fun. Definitely for me, the last 2 weeks, like I said, SmackDown has been the best.
Yeah, you really enjoyed them. Yeah,
the last two, they're taking the lead across all shows. But my mid, this was actually hard because I had to think hard about like the mids to fill this in. But in the moment, I remember that was what the Wyatt 6 promo.
Yeah,
we was obviously, as we constantly say, multitasking, talking about whatever. And I was like, nah, hold on. That was the one time when I was like, let's turn this up.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I still need to run it back. We should have ran that back before, but I really liked
Eric
Rowan, and just saying, like, once again, tying in with like how, like, because the Wyatt 6 is like unified. We know the backbone of that is like the loss of Bray, and I liked Eric Rowan's like lead over, kind of like reminding us of that. Or you can always like tie that in, like that's their lore. That's why they're all dark and moody. But it's like, we've been through like our adversity, and we've lost a brother and stuff. Can you say the same? That's really your brother. We're really family. Just teasing, the profit split, even more and more. So basically being the tag team version of like Karrion Kross, just egging them on. Well, at least in this feud, I really liked Eric Rowan. I was like, oh yeah, he was fucking chilling. He was more grabbing to me than Bo Dallas was. But then again, I guess we are always getting Bo Dallas talking.
That would be also like just the way their style of vignette is very unique and chilling in that sense. So really enjoyed that. Definitely got to watch that back again.
Yeah.
I also like what you had also for the Nick Aldis, Chelsea Green, Miz backstage. Just for the Miz and Chelsea Green are just great as far as just like how developed they were in their characters. Obviously, Chelsea said in a real life podcast that she would like to aspire to be like the Miz, where she's just like constantly just like, being goofy, but still be able to have like these good matches. But she doesn't mind like making fun of herself or just like putting people over and whatnot. So, yeah, I feel like the way she's paired up with Ethan Page to have it with the Miz, that's really fun. And if you got Trick and Mello back together, especially with Trick on the main roster,
that's an interesting combination.
Ethan Page and the Miz with Chelsea.
That's very interesting.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
So really enjoyed that as well.
No, that's really good. And I remember at the very end, like the Miz is like, "Oh, he put on his big boy pants today." And Chelsea was like, "Yeah, he did." So it's like once again putting over, like you said, literally in kayfabe. Even the wrestlers are aware that it's like Nick Aldis runs the show way better than like
so much better than
Adam Pearce. Yeah. But like, Raw is just like I don't want to say it's a madhouse, but I guess
it is
like,
a madhouse. It's chaotic.
It is, but I think that's not his problem. Or not?
That is his problem.
It is his. Obviously it's his problem. That's not his fault. That like, you got Bronson Reed fucking like tsunami
and better draft choices.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Yeah, you're getting a whole lot of toxic kids around here. All right, so our shakes that we got, or that I put in here, was another backstage segment, or the whole day actually. Let's just go with the fact that we were doubling up with Worlds Collide. So Michael Cole, like you said, the usual team was out in Vegas. Yeah, and we had Booker T and Vic Joseph,
which I actually liked.
Yeah, and the whole time we were like, or at least the first 15 minutes, we were like, what's his name?
Yeah.
Damn, NXT usual, damn. And then we had to literally wait to the end, finally, of Sammy versus Ray Phoenix, and it popped up, and I'm like, oh yeah, Vic Joseph, that's his name.
Now, I really liked them on commentary on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I'd be like, if they were the regular SmackDown commentary, you just move Cole to like Monday night with whoever you want to put next to them. I would really dig that, and then get a new, fresh commentary for NXT as well. That'd be that seemed like that would be the next move.
Speaking of Trick Mello getting reunited, I had Mello. I don't think he went at it for himself. I mean, he knows he's him. So he sees Sammy backstage. He's like, "Hey, I got next," and Sammy's like, "I don't miss, cool." And then Miz is upset. He like, "Man, you wasn't thinking about me. What about our tag team championships or whatever?" Like. Or whatever he said. He was basically like, fuck with the U.S. title. Think about me. That's what Miz was saying. So I enjoyed that.
Watch Carmelo get screwed out by Miz.
Hey, it makes sense. It would make sense. And the last thing I got on here, because really, I basically covered the whole show because I really did enjoy everything that they put up here, was BFAB. They set up.
She was supposed to have a match with Julia.
She was supposed to. They set up. They even showed them backstage. Like, you got a problem, setting up the match or whatever. And her coming out. Julia's out there beforehand, and Kiana James, and her just jumping her.
And as soon as she's about to get into the ring, she kicks her out. And then just beats her down, and then they jump her until Michin comes in to save her.
Yep. For the save, with the kendo stick, signature weapon.
I guess she was looking for it. That's what took her so long.
Oh, she was looking for the kendo stick, like misplaced it.
Yeah, I just can't run out there. I gotta come with a weapon.
Yeah, gotta come equalized. But that's what I had. That's everything, literally everything in SmackDown for the most part. Great show.
Great show, yeah. World's Collide was fun too.
I said Palooza is gonna be hard to predict. I think I like this card. For real.
I gotta look at the full card. I don't know the whole card off top of the head.
Both women's titles are on the line. Like you said, we got a triple threat, and really Io and Stephanie for the vacant title.
The vacant.
That's hard. Brock Cena.
Yeah. All right, let's move over to the champion. I already said I don't have it off top. I don't have the reference, but mine are the referees this week of just I guess I forget where it's that ain't logical. Oh, fucking Junior from My Wife and Kids. When he was just like that ain't logical.
Yeah.
For the referees this week, especially on the WWE side, where I'm just I don't understand your non-awareness in some of these moments. I get it, what we're doing it for in the kayfabe, but I'm the way they're selling it to me, I'm just that ain't logical. That don't make sense. Why would you do that? Like we said with the ref on SmackDown, we talked about the referee on what was it, Raw?
No, on NXT. Wait, with the steel
NXT
chair.
with the steel chair and
NXT.
the Josh Briggs match.
Ridiculous.
Just a lot of just like, what do y'all get paid for?
The steel chain
like,
and the Josh Briggs match.
Like, what do y'all get paid for? This doesn't make any sense.
Blind as a bat.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's definitely a blind as a bat title that we gotta. That's gotta be one of the top column that we remember for sure.
That's my champion.
Yeah, and I had a loose one also because this isn't exactly, but basically the sentiment was, I know this is from Zach Fox. I forget exactly where it was from, but the sentiment is basically like, nah, nigga, not now. Don't be claiming our bitches now. And this title is going to Drake. Yeah, for his interview with Bobby Altoff, and hour and a half long, and her asking him like, hey, what's your type?
Yeah.
And he's like, just like, I think she's like some, goth, emo, like just funny, big titty woman, like with O cups. And he was like, crazy tats, like Rhea Ripley. Like,
he was like scrolling through his like Instagram feed, and he was like, all I see is like Rhea Ripley right now. She's like, who's that?
He's like, my muse.
Yeah, my muse. And like, she's like pretty much like the opposite of me, and so like I don't think she would like me, blah blah.
Yeah.
Like, shut up, nigga.
Exactly. That's what I was like,
where
this nigga got access to every woman in the world, but just like still gotta be a just slide in the DM, like off, like he's definitely knowing that she's married, but it's like
Buddy Murphy whipping his ass.
But definitely being like, all right,
hope he knows to put on Drake.
But still basically being like, ain't shit enough to be like, fuck that nigga that you love. So, hey, if you trying to cheat, that's just what Drake was saying. So that's the Denzel, or I was about to say Denzel Curry, the Zach Fox. Hey, don't claim our bitches now. It was one of them too, because they was talking about anime. I'm pretty sure it was Zach Fox that said that in an interview. But yeah.
Anything else from the week before we close this out?
No, that's all I got. What you got to say?
I got nothing either. But you can tell us where everyone can find us.
Mostly here on this YouTube channel. This is the Wrestling Re-Up Podcast. Give us a like, comment, subscribe. Give us any type of correspondence. You can email us at thewrestlingReup@gmail.com. No hyphen, people. Got a TikTok and such.
We'll be a little bit more active. We always say it. We definitely got to be more active on the socials.
We'll be on it because I keep saying it. Yeah, we don't be doing it, but we'll do it. That's when we'll get people on here when we start putting up the trivia. Right. What was your favorite thing? But yeah, let's go. Next week.
We'll catch y'all next week.
Episode 63.
WrestlePalooza. And All Out.
Yep, and All Out.
2 points on the line.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. Peace.